everyone, my name is Amber. Welcome to my channel, Amber Reads Romance. Today I am here with my July TBR. I'm hoping this video is actually going to be a really quick one because I'm trying to take it a little bit easier or not give myself as much for July. So let's go ahead and talk about my reading plans for July. Okay guys, if you're new here, you probably don't know that I overstack my TBR and put a lot of pressure on myself a lot of the times. I do have lots of ARCs, ALCs, buddy reads, my read along that I'm doing. And then I still want to read extra books that are part of my reading goals and things like that. But I'm doing it a little bit less. I still have a lot on here with my ARCs and ALCs and stuff. But I tried to request less this month because I am actually going to be going out to Hawaii for like a week and a half. And I didn't want the pressure of a ton of ARCs or things, because I'm probably going to get like no reading done there. And I'm going to be having a blast and I can't wait. I might do a vlog. Who knows how I feel if I'm going to be up to even vlogging it. But I'm trying to make it a little less hard on myself so that I can just enjoy July, relax. Obviously, I still have ARCs and ALCs I have to get to, but I requested less ARCs. I still have a bunch of ALCs, but those are really easy for me to get to. So basically, I'm just going to go over my main stuff that I need to get to so that I can give myself more of a chance to maybe mood read finally, because I've been really strict on myself to hit everything on my TBR. So I'm hoping this won't be as much, and I'm obviously not going to go into all the plots of all these books. I'm just giving you my plans because I really want to make this video quick. Anyways, and we're about to film our live show for our buddy read in about an hour, so I just want to get this filmed real quick so I'm done for the day after that. So I'm going to go over our buddy read and my ARCs and ALCs, and then a couple other books that I just really need to get to. So first off, I want to bring up the Immortals After Dark read along. When I had originally planned everything out, I had set it up so I would do one book in July so I wouldn't have as much to read or much pressure or whatever, just give myself a little bit of a breather. But when I was doing that, I was just going off of a list I pulled of like all the books. And I happened to pull this book, I can't remember what it's called, I'll just put it up here, and put it for July. But it's actually a bind up of all the Roth Brothers books. So we've already read all those. So basically in July, it's a breather. If you want to reread those, sure, go ahead, but probably not because we just read them, during this read along. So it's basically July is a month off. You're giving yourself a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a break from the Immortals After Dark read along. And then in August, we will be back with 2 books. Okay. So, use whatever you want to do. This is your month to kind of take a break from it. If you're even joining, I don't have a lot of people joining those live shows, but I'm still in it. I'm still loving doing this read along. I'm still loving reading the Cressley Cole, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So we're still going with it. But if you didn't make it to the live show this last, it was on Saturday the 28th. I did the live show for Dreams of a Dark Warrior and Lothair. So if you want to watch that, please head over to the live show. I'll put it up here. Make sure you check that out. You can still leave me comments and let me know what you thought or anything like that. So it was a great time. Jen from the Book Refuge and What Helen Reads was with me, and so it was a great discussion. We had such a good time on that one. So anyways, that's all just to let you know about the Immortals After Dark. Okay, so for our buddy read, this is going to be on Bookmark by Jen's channel, and this is going to be Pretty Cruel Love by Whitney G. I've never read this author, which is kind of crazy, so I'm excited to read this. Just a brief synopsis so you know what it's about. It says, Sadie Pretty has spent the last several years of her life behind bars, wrongfully convicted of first-degree murder. Upon being considered for parole, she set an experimental program with esteemed Dr. Ethan Weiss. 2 weeks in a scheduled cabin is all he needs. I'm sorry, scheduled. 2 weeks in a secluded cabin is all he needs to determine if she's a risk to society. But every minute spent with her makes him question his own morals. And before he knows it, he's crossing the lines in more ways than one. So this one sounds pretty good. I'm excited to try it out. It sounds a little dark and fun. So that one, let me see if I put it on my list here. Yes, so we're going to be doing this a little bit earlier in the month than usual, because I am going to be, like, we all have plans and I'm going to be in Hawaii. So like our schedules just kind of mixed. It was a little tough to do it later in the month. So the live show is actually going to be on the 13th at 1 p.m. on Bookmark by Jen's channel. So if you are interested in joining us for that buddy read, just remember we're going to be doing it, a couple weeks in. So make sure, you get started earlier in the month on the book if you're interested. Okay, so on to my arcs. I requested The Sleepover by Daisy Jane. Now, I've only read the one Daisy Jane that we did on our buddy read that I didn't love, but I want to give her more of a chance. And I think this one was also a stepbrother romance, if I'm correct. And this one is coming out on the 15th. So I thought it would be fun to kind of give Daisy Jane another go. Let me double check and make sure if it is actually a stepbrother romance. Sorry, I'm looking down because I'm looking at my computer down here, you guys, just so you're aware. Okay, yes, it is a stepbrother romance. It says, leaving my friend's home during senior year, moving to Florida sucks. But when my dad decides to marry his long distance girlfriend, I have no choice. My first night, full of booze, bonfires, and a blue-eyed boy with adorable glasses and a charming smile. And then, of course, they end up being step siblings. So that sounds fun. I'm excited. I really want to give Daisy Jane another shot. So then I also am getting the arc for Eclipsed Empire from Tessa Hill. This is the second part of her new series. It's like reverse harem, why choose, shifter. I got the ALC from Must Love Audio last time because I actually didn't get the arc from Tessa Hill, but I think I'm actually getting the arc from Tessa Hill again this time. I really wanted to listen to the ALC though, so I wonder if Must Love Audio would, if they do it again, if they'll let me listen to it too, but we'll see. So for sure I should be getting that arc, and that releases on the 16th. Then I requested Striking by Bella Matthews. I've been getting all these arcs, and I've loved this, her whole second generation series that I've been reading. So honestly, don't know anything about it. I just see the next one in Bella Matthews, and I always request it. They're always super sweet, like sports kind of billionaire, like romances, and they're like really easy reads. So I always want to request those. All right, and then I have, let me look this one up because I don't even remember what this is and when I requested it or what. That is why I keep a spreadsheet, because I will request a lot of things and then completely forget about it. So let me see what this one is. Oh, I think I requested this based off the cover, which is just, that's typical for me. This is Savage Revenge. It's the first book in the Savage Sin series. Let's see. It says Cash. Revenge is what I live for. My father's blood stains the streets of Las Vegas, and I know exactly who's to blame. To destroy the man who took everything from me, I start with his daughter. Jordan is a sweet, spoiled princess, or so I thought. Kidnapping her was supposed to be my way to break her father, but she's nothing like I expected. Her fire matches my rage. Her softness tempts my darkness. Blah, blah, blah. Sounds great. I'm excited. Hopefully I'll get that one. So anyway, so that one I did request, and I believe that comes out on the 22nd. So those are all the arcs that I requested. One of the ALCs, I believe I'm getting the ALC and arc combo. They did that last time too, so it's kind of additional arc, but I didn't count it there. I'm just listing it in my ALCs. Okay, so now on to my ALCs. These are all the ones that I've requested so far. A lot of times I'll sign up randomly throughout the month because Must Love Audio will drop something really amazing and I have to sign up. So far these are the ALCs that I have requested. I have Deep Thrall, which I already have. It actually came out on the 30th, I believe, or coming out on the 30th. Today's the 29th. But I haven't listened to it yet, because I have so much. It's going to be basically, I have to get my reviews done by like the 7th. So I decided to push that to listen to it in July. This is by C.D. Reese. This is the second part of this Vampire Mafia crazy duet. It had duet narration with a full cast, so very interested to get to the second part because the first one left off on a crazy cliffhanger. So I'm very excited to get to that one. And then Undeniably Unexpected by Jay Salmon. I have this one. This also is coming out on the 30th, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So I'm probably going to get to that first week. And that one is, I believe, the 6th book in the Boston's Irresistible Billionaire series. It's Hollywood bad boy Loomis Powell dating heiress Keegan Fitz and a secret baby scandal. So excited to get to that one. I haven't read all the books in the series. I think I read the last 2 and I really enjoyed them. They're good audiobooks. So that one I'm excited for. Then I have Skate the Line by S.J. Silvis, and this one is coming out on the 1st. So I want to get right on that and try to get it read listened to as soon as possible. Let me see if I remember what this one was about. It's a Grumpy Sunshine single dad nanny, which if you give me single dad nanny, I'm going to sign up. Hockey romance. So I've never read this author before, so I signed up for this ALC. I always do that with new to me authors. If I see something like an ALC option, I always try to listen to the audiobook to give new authors a try. So that one again is coming out on the 1st. And now the one that I got the ARC and the ALC for was Somehow You Knew by Harlow James. This series I was really enjoying. Let me see. This is the 5th book in the Carrington Cove series. Okay, so this one is actually going to be Hazel Shepard and Gage Kingston. They agree to marry for like 6 months to get an inheritance. Don't know much about it besides that. Basically like fake relationship, fake marriage situation. I really enjoyed the other ones in the series, so I'm excited to listen to that. And then I also have the ARC, and then that is releasing on the 10th. And then I got I should be getting, no, I think I already got it. I can't remember, but I'm going to be getting Crazy Love by Willow Astor. This is the next book. I think it's the final book in her Single Dad Playbook series, which I've loved every single book. They've all been fantastic. I think the first one's still like my favorite, but this is that final book, I believe, and that one is also releasing on the 10th. And then I requested Unbroken by Jane Henry. I've seen Jane Henry. I know she's a popular mafia author, and I've never read her before. So I just decided to request this ALC to give it a go. This one is releasing on the 11th. And then I actually did already get this. I got Accidentally Married by Daphne Elliott. I got the ALC for a few books with Home Cooked Books. And the previous one that I listened to, I freaking loved. It was my first Daphne Elliott. I thought it was so adorable. I love these like lumberjack, small town type of situations. So I'm very excited to get to this one. And that one is coming out on the 14th. And then I requested Where We Bloom by Kristen Proby. This releases on the 17th, and I've never listened or read this author before. So again, I was like finally jumping in to give this a shot. Honestly, know nothing about it. I just know I've been wanting to read her, so I requested the ARC for the ALC for this one with Must Love Audio. And then we have Forgotten Dreams by Natasha Madison. You know, I've been loving that Dreams series, so I am just continuing to request these. Natasha Madison, the first book was Shattered Dreams, and it was one of my top 10 of 2024. So I really love that series. So I'm going to be listening to that one, hopefully. Okay, sorry, my computer was dying, so here we go. The next one that I signed up for, I actually just signed up for this, and this is Unholy Obsession by Stacia Black. I think I read my first Stacia Black a few months ago, and I really loved it, and the audiobook was fantastic. This audiobook is going to have a duet narration with Shane East and Willa James, so I definitely am excited for it. And it does say it's priest romance, obsessed hero, angsty anti-hero, so I'm excited for it. I really think it's going to be a fun one. And that one, let me double check here. It doesn't have a release date yet, it gave, but it said mid-July, so it should be coming out mid-July for that one. Now, the next one that I'm excited for is The Sun and Her Burn by Gianna Darling. This is the next part of her MMF series. And the first one, I think it was The Moon and His Tides, was really erotic romance. It was very intriguing. I didn't love the heroine that much. I loved the heroes, but what's crazy in this one, we're going to be switching up the heroine. So I don't know what Gianna Darling's doing or what her plan is with this series, but I'm in for it. It was delayed a little bit, but it should be coming out on the 23rd of this month, or July, sorry. All right, so then I also just requested Spark by Lauren Rowe. This comes out on the 25th. I read my first Lauren Rowe for our buddy read, and I think this is another Rockstar run, but I want to keep reading more from her because I did really enjoy that book. So definitely hoping I get that ALC. And then the last one that I have so far is Over the Moon by Laura Pavlov. This one is coming out on the 29th, and I just basically decide that I am requesting every Laura Pavlov audiobook. I love her audiobooks. I love her writing. I love her small town contemporary romances. So I am so hopeful that I get this one because I can't wait to read her next book. So those are all my ARCs, my ALCs. So some of the things that I just want to get to, so I am not giving myself a ton of stuff extra than that so that I can hopefully, mood read and chill and not be stressed out about reading too much on my vacation. But some things that I really want to get to, I want to get to Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. One of my goals, I need to catch up on the Rose Hill series. I've only read Wild Love, which was the first book. So I want to get caught up on that series. So I definitely want to make that a priority. I also want to read Devotion by Claire Kent. I don't know why I haven't read that one yet. I just read Protected, and it was fantastic. So I want to get to Devotion. And then I do want to read By the Letter by Julia Wolf. I actually signed up for the ARC. I never got the ARC for this one, and so I just got behind and I didn't read it. I actually got it annotated by Jen, so I have a copy of that. So I don't know if I want to take an annotated copy with me to Hawaii, so maybe I need to read that before we get to Hawaii. I don't know, but I want to read my annotated version because it's always fun to read her thoughts as I go. So definitely want to get that read. And then I have The Risk by Elle Kennedy. Some of these things are part of my goals for my week. Like the beginning of the year, I set reading goals and books that I want to get caught up on. So my big thing is I finally finished the Off-Campus series. I want to finish the Briar U series so I can get to her second generation series that's already, I think, finishing up already. So that's why I am wanting to make that a priority and try and get to that one. Now, some audiobooks that I already have that I want to get to, and this is I got them on Libby, and so I already have them. I'm already borrowed them, so I need to get to them now, is Enemy of the State by Tal Bauer. I want to read more Tal Bauer. I've only read You and I. Is it You and I? You and Me, sorry. I've only read You and Me, and it was a 6-star read for me, and I've been wanting to read more Tal Bauer, but I still haven't gotten to him. So this one I got on Libby, so I'm definitely going to read that. And then I still haven't read Wolf Song, you guys. I have had that on my TBR for a few months, and I haven't gotten to it, but I have the audiobook on Libby and I have the physical book. So I kind of want to annotate while I listen to it. And then I also got Raven Song. I just got that. So hopefully I can get to both of those this month since I have those borrowed through Libby. Now some things I kind of want to get to are based off of trope rec videos that some people want from me. So I had put up a post on my communities thing. So make sure you check my communities once in a while if you ever see me give you guys questions. And it was kind of asking what kind of trope rec videos you guys would want from me. And one of them was Love Triangle. And I just don't read a lot of Love Triangle. I have like a few, maybe 4 books. I mean, 3 books I have are all from one series and then maybe a few others. So I just don't have a ton of love triangles to recommend. So I was looking up some options and I did see the Bringing Down the Stars duet by Emma Scott. And I think I've had that on my TBR forever and just never got to it because whenever I try to pick it up, I'm just so nervous to try a love triangle. So I just put it off. So I definitely want to get to that. And then I have the What He Doesn't Know duet by Candy Steiner. And that's been on my list for years too. So I definitely want to get to those if I have time. I probably won't get to both of them, but at least like one of them so that I can start getting some more love triangle recs to make a video for you guys. And then another one that people wanted was Dad's Best Friend. And I saw that I have some of those, but I wanted more for my video because a lot of the ones that I have in my like list that I've read are all in the same series. So it kind of, but so I want to read more Lauren Blakely. That's like my goal too, is I want to start reading more from her. And she did have a Dad's Best Friend called The RSVP. So I'm going to try and look into that. I don't know if I'll read that or request an audiobook. We'll see. But that's one that I want to get to. Okay, so those are kind of like the main things. A few other options that I have that I want to get to is Secret Obsession by S. Massery. I really enjoyed the first 2 books in that dark hockey series she has. So I really want to get to those. Get to this book so I can continue that series. And then I want to read Coin by Kay Webster. I recently read a book of hers and it featured her like characters from her MC series. And I want to read more MC romance so I can make a video for you guys on some more MC romances. Because again, I have a ton of books on my list, but they're all like Gianna Darling or, Tilly Cole or like, all in the same series. So it's kind of tough to do like a video, giving you more options. So I did want to read that too. And then something that I have on my goal for the year. So I don't know if I'll get to it in July, but that's the Torment duet by Dylan Page. I've heard this is really dark, really angsty. Like I think there's like grooming and it's pretty effed up. But I want to read it. You know me, I love dark romance and I love pushing my boundaries. So I definitely want to pick that one up. So definitely want to try that. I don't know if I'll have time or if I'm going to be emotionally available for it in July, but we will see. And then the final one I have is Wild River by Laura Pavlov. I am trying to read that Magnolia Falls series. I'd read the last couple books, but not the first, books in the series. And I'm actually getting that whole series annotated by Jen. So I have that copy annotated. So I was kind of waiting to read them after she sends those books to me. So I definitely want to get back to that series. So honestly, like those are kind of like what I've got for my TBR. My main things that I'm really going to be focusing on is just like my ARCs, ALCs, and then hopefully I can get some of these extra ones in there as well. I think the priority out of my extra ones is going to be Wolf Song and Raven Song because I really want to read those and I have my library, it's due, so anyways, thank you so much for watching this. Let me know, your thoughts, feelings. Give me your comments down below. If you have any recommendations for Love Triangle or Dad's Best Friend that you want me to read, let me know. I'm thinking of doing a recommendation form where you guys can recommend books to me. I know what Helen Reads does that and Jen does that, and I thought that would be kind of cool so you guys could recommend books. Not sure when I'll get that up, but that's an idea that I have floating around. So let me know if you want me to do that. All right. Thank you so much, guys. So excited for July. So excited for my much needed vacation to Hawaii. I am so excited. All right. I will see you guys on the next one.